everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and I'm coming to you with a very special tag video. Yes, I am coming to you this month with a second self-made tag, and this is definitely one that is going to cause a major stir in the YouTube community, because this is a topic that everybody, or at least a good portion of everybody on YouTube, is talking about, but no one has made a tag, and that is the wonderful craze that is Funko Pop vinyl figures, Bobble Heads, rides, fabrications, mystery minis, what have you, but I am always focusing on the pops. In case you are new subscribers to my channel, you know that I do a monthly Funko Pop update, and there will be a link to the playlist provided in the box below, but I want to call on all of ye Funko Pop vinyl faithful, and join me as I do the Funko Pop tag. I have created 12 questions that I will be answering myself in this video, and before I finish this video, I will be tagging various people in the YouTube community, whom of which I know are huge Funko Pop fans, and yes, there will be props in this video, and I'm very excited to begin on these 12 questions, so what are we waiting for? Let's get poppin'! The first question is, where did you first discover Funko Pops? This was a very interesting story. I think it was about 2012. My girlfriend, my now fiance, and I were in an outlet mall, and we were just enjoying ourselves on a really, really nice summer day, and we walked into this candy store in the mall. I don't know exactly what it was called. I don't believe it was called a Dylan's Candy Bar, but I do believe it was probably linked by the same manufacturer. But anyway, I saw Funkos there for the first time, and I saw 3 versions. I saw Game of Thrones ones, and they had just come out with their first series. I had seen some DC ones and some Marvel ones there as well, and I did in fact see a couple of Pop Rocks, ironically, candy store Pop Rocks, but they were Kiss Pops, and I thought that that was really, really cool to see. But I really didn't give any interest in it, and at that time, people in the YouTube community, big names like the Scream Team, were talking about Funko Pops because they were starting to collect them, and I don't know, I just kind of felt that this was going to be another craze that I was just not going to want to get on the bandwagon with, because if I did, I probably would get way too into it, and lo and behold, I did, and I did. Oh well. Question number 2 is, which was the pop that finally made you give in? It was this one, and there is also a video in which I showcase this very first pop. I mean, I love Back to the Future. It's my all-time favorite film, and to me, Marty McFly is the greatest character in all of movies just because of the fact that he is not the perfect hero, yet he's the hero nonetheless. I loved the details on this pop, all the way from the red vest, to the watch, to the headphones, to the Nike sneakers. So when I saw that he and Doc Brown, and as you can see on the box, Doc Brown is in this set, and yes, I do own Doc Brown. I don't own the DeLorean pop ride because I don't like the way it looks. I had to get Marty and Doc because Back to the Future has such a big meaning to me, and that was when I realized that my collecting was going to be, don't go for everything, just go for the ones that you really have a significant connection to. And as we go through the tag, you will definitely learn a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Question number 3 is, what is the most unique pop that you own? While some can go with, you know, a special con pop, or a blood splatter pop, or a glow-in-the-dark, I actually went with my Mr. Met pop, because it is part of a line that very few people really know about, and when you look at the world of geekdom, not that many people in that realm are really into things like sports, but I am a big sports fan, I'm a huge Mets fan, and I love the fact that there are some sports-related figures in the world of pop. I wish I would have gotten into pops a little bit earlier so I could have gotten myself a Carmelo Anthony from the basketball line, and there are no Jets so far in the NFL line, which I'm hoping that will change, and I'm always excited to see if there's going to be anything new in the world of pop in terms of sport. But when I found out that they were making baseball mascots and Mr. Met was going to be one of them, I had to get Mr. Met. I love Mr. Met. My fiance and I love going to Mets games at Citi Field in the summer, and to actually have Mr. Met, and got him for a very good price because they sell these at Citi Field in the Clubhouse store, but they are so expensive. I got this for $10, so I was so glad to know that I actually got this pop for a decent price, and he's a proud piece of my collection. He's probably one of the few that I really like to showcase among friends. Question number 4 is, which pop set is your current favorite? I say current favorite because everybody's mind can usually change because there's just so many different pops to choose from. So what is my current favorite? It's the Firefly set. I love the show, I love the movie Serenity, and I'm not going to showcase the whole set because I've already done that in my last pop update. There will be a link to the playlist, so you can definitely take a look at number 14 in the pop updates. I love the Firefly set, and this is the most significant piece of Firefly, which is the hat on Jane, even though it's only worn in one episode. But I love this whole franchise, and I wish that it did not go before its time, but obviously it is living vicariously through so many different areas of media, and of course everybody loves the cast because they've all done such amazing projects. I mean, Nathan Fillion is one of the gods in the world of nerddom, and Morena Baccarin is now currently in Gotham, so that's pretty awesome. Question number 5 is, which current Funko Pop set would you like to see expanded? Well, it actually happens to be the second set that I ever collected when it comes to Funko Pop. The fact that this set has not been continued and it only has 4 of them is really quite a shock to me, considering how popular it was. And it's part of the DC Heroes line. It is the 1966 Adam West Burt Ward Batman show. I have Batman, Robin, Joker, and of course Catwoman, but there are so many more characters that are so integral to this show that really should be brought to us in pop form. I had heard rumors about a Yvonne Craig Batgirl, but I would love to see a Frank Gorshin Riddler and a Burgess Meredith Penguin. Heck, if you want to make an Egghead who was played by Vincent Price, I'm completely cool with that too, but you can't just finish this set with just 4. I mean, Batman and Robin are fantastic. Cesar Romero Joker and Julie Newmar Catwoman, that's great too. But everybody else, come on! If you look at the 1966 Batman movie, Frank Gorshin and Burgess Meredith as Penguin and Riddler were very integral to this story, and they are 2 of Batman's arch nemesis, probably 2 of his strongest characters on this television show. To not have them and additional characters who should be in pop form, especially with how popular this specific Batman incarnation was, is a darn shame. Question number 6 is, what's your attitude towards pop rides? At the beginning, I wasn't really a fan, especially because of the fact that they're considered rides and their wheels don't even move. They were just very detailed, glorified pieces of plastic. However, when the Turtle Van and the Ecto-1 came out, they included specific Funko Pops that are not sold as individual Funko Pops. We all are still waiting to see if Winston will in fact be his own pop in the Ghostbuster line, but he is currently only available with the Ecto-1, and there is an exclusive Michelangelo holding a slice of pizza in the Turtle Van. You have the Crystal Ship from Breaking Bad with an exclusive Jesse Pinkman. You have Daryl Dixon's Chopper from The Walking Dead with a very exclusive Daryl Dixon that can only be fit on that motorcycle. So that's pretty cool. So things are really starting to turn around with my attitude in pop rides. There's so many more pop rides that I would love to see. I mean, of course, I keep saying this. Speed Racer Mach 5, I will buy it. Question number 7 is, what is your attitude towards the pop bobbleheads? Not the biggest hater, nor am I the biggest fan. I mean, I now understand why there are pop bobbleheads. It's due to the fact that Funko doesn't entirely own the rights, so this is the only way that they can actually make certain characters. And the 2 specific sets that do have these bobbleheads is the Star Wars line and the Marvel line. I do have 2 characters from the Marvel line. It's actually 2 different versions of Groot, and I really don't have any issues with it, but I'm not entirely for it either. I feel that Marvel and Star Wars are 2 huge things, because what really surprises me is they're both owned by Disney, and yet Funko does have a Disney line that is not bobbleheads. They're actually pop figures. So why is Disney not giving these rights to Funko is a mystery to me. Question number 8 is, which pop series are you looking forward to seeing coming this year? Well, one of my favorite science fiction films of all time, The Fifth Element, is getting a pop line. I'm not going to get the entire line, but there are certain characters in that film that I must have pops of. The 3 specific ones that I want is Corbin Dallas, played by Bruce Willis, John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg, played by Gary Oldman, and Lilu, played by Mila Jovovich. There are other characters, and another version of Lilu. You can choose from 2, but me personally, those are the 3 characters that I want because I love those characters, I love that movie, and who knows, maybe we could even see a pop ride of the taxi cab. I think that would be pretty cool too. Number 9 is, which pop set do you constantly hold yourself back from purchasing? I have a very strict rule when it comes to Funko Pops because I'm on a tight budget. Money should be going towards various things that are more important than just a piece of vinyl in figure form. There are some massive lines. Perfect example would be the Disney line. I only have 4 Disney Pops because I just have such a crazy connection with these specific characters. The 1966 Batman show line is part of the DC Heroes line, but those are just so unique. I just had to have them. But I don't want to go out and get the Marvel line. I got the 2 Groots because they were gifts. I don't want to go out and get the DC line. I don't want to get the entire line of Disney. But the Game of Thrones line is so huge, but it's also so huge. And the worst part about Game of Thrones is you can't have just a few. You literally have to have everybody. I mean, my favorite characters are Tyrion Lannister, Arya Stark, Lord Varys, who doesn't even have a pop, but I'm sure he'll have one very soon. And I also adore Peter Baelish. 3 of these characters already have pops, but I am so afraid to get them, because if I have them, then I'm going to want to get Cersei. I'm going to want to get the 2 various versions of Jaime Lannister. I'm going to want to get Jon Snow, Sam, Ygritte, Hodor, you name it. I'm going to go after everybody. My brother-in-law, who loves Game of Thrones, is so terrified about getting the Khal Drogo because he knows once he gets the Khal Drogo, he's going to want to get all of them. So that's why it is so hard for me to hold myself back from the Game of Thrones line, because it's just going to get bigger. There are still so many characters that don't even have their own figures. Theon Greyjoy doesn't have a figure. Catelyn Stark doesn't have a figure. Lord Varys, as I mentioned, doesn't have a figure. Not even Marjorie Tyrell has a figure. They're coming, I guarantee you. So it's just so hard. And now with the Sand Snakes being introduced, oh boy, it's just getting even worse. That's why I'm holding back from this set so badly. Question number 10 is, which pop set are you still waiting for? Well, there was an announcement that it was going to be coming out this year, but there's been next to no additional news, and that's the Seinfeld line. I haven't seen any pictures. The Friends set was actually featured in the recent Toy Fair catalogs. I know that there are Seinfeld characters being featured in their brand new Vinyl Idols line, including characters like Soup Nazi, Frank Costanza, and Putty, but I want my George, Elaine, Jerry, and Kramer pop figures. Seinfeld was such a phenomenon. It's one of my all-time favorite television shows. I'm so upset that the line was announced, but we don't see anything. So when you don't see anything, that probably means that they may not be coming for another year. Question number 11 is, which pop series do you feel is long overdue? Well, I really feel that it's a mystery as to why Funko hasn't done anything with Nintendo, because there are so many popular video game characters that people would love to see as pops. Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Pokemon, Donkey Kong, Mega Man, you name it. These are some of the most legendary faces in all of video games. Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a franchise that is owned by Nintendo, is already out there. Why haven't there been any other popular video game characters, especially as popular as the ones of Nintendo's world? And the final question is, which pop series do you feel deserves more recognition? I think it's the sports line, because sports is just as big in pop culture as movies, television, and video games. The WWE line has a massive following, yet the pop sports ones just don't seem to be so popular. I mean, I feel that if you released a line of soccer players, I think that everyone outside the US, including the US, would go crazy for famous soccer players, like David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. I mean, these would be very popular, and I personally would love to see an NHL line. I mean, I would love to get a New York Rangers pop, whoever they would decide to make a pop, whether it's Henrik Lundqvist or Ryan McDonough or Rick Nash. If they got all 3 of them made, I'd get all 3 of them, because I love my Rangers and I love my hockey. So there's no reason why I wouldn't want to get hockey pops. I'd love to see an expansion of the baseball, football, and basketball line as well. I feel that the basketball line should come out of retirement, make more players, because I really feel that pops and sports do go hand in hand, and it would be really great to see more sports figures in the world of pop. So that's it, guys. 12 great questions for the Funko Pop tag. I'm hoping that whoever is going to do this tag is going to spread the gospel on this great tag, because I do believe it should go all throughout YouTube. So now it's time for me to tag people as I take out my trusty book and read off the names. And also, if I get your names wrong, I do apologize, but these are all strictly for people who I know are huge pop fans in the YouTube community. And these people that I'm going to tag are Nerd Therapy, The Fairy Tale Whale, Christina Pratt, Rob the Movie Collector, Dr. Hasline, Super Chick 360, Spider Geek, Tracy Tobin, and Vampire Tracy. You have all been tagged in this brand new tag that I have created for all of you Funko Pop faithful. So in the meantime, enjoy expanding your collections, everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next Funko Pop update. Thank you very much for watching, and actions speak louder than words.